I decided to jump into another go-kart race, just for fun. But that fun weekend quickly turned into one of the most dominant performances I've ever had.
Well guys, it's raining. Ja, dan op de strijd komt Bram Bosselaar en hij wint de wedstrijd.
We're racing at Circuit Evlandring in Kerpen, Germany. A legendary track where names like Vettel, Ralf Schumacher and of course Michael Schumacher began their careers. It's technical, old school and honestly one of the most iconic circuits in the world. This weekend is round 3 of the NXT GP series. It's a more budget-friendly championship compared to what I raced last year. But don't be fooled, the competition is still intense. The big races I did last year can cost thousands of euros just to be competitive. And I simply do not have those thousands. But that doesn't change the mission. Compete hard, get results and hopefully one day still make the jump to GT racing. So we unload the kart, set up our little spot in the paddock and get to work. Friday practice is all about building rhythm, learning the track, trying setup tweaks and layering the foundation for the weekend. Just like last round, we were on the Maxxis Prime tires, which are not the easiest tires to manage. Push too hard and they overheat, which means less grip and increased risk of punctures. So everything, driving, setup, tire pressures, has to be spot on. In session 1, none of it was. I'd copied the setup and pressures from the last race, but this time it was 15 degrees hotter. That didn't work. We had to start from scratch. In my opinion, tire pressure is the most crucial factor in setup. So we dropped it to see if that would help. You'd think lower pressure means cooler tires, right? But no, actually not. Lower pressures increase tire flex. More flex means more heat through a process called hysteresis. And Maxxis Primes are super sensitive to that. Go too low and you actually generate more heat. Our main rival, Kart number 197 from Team KSD, was the perfect benchmark. He's quick, and last time he snatched one of the wins from us on the final lap. We followed him around and quickly saw that our weak point was corner exits. Now you might think we are missing engine power, but our setup and driving are most to blame for this, both of which are not good enough yet. If you're new to karting, this stuff can be super confusing. Back in 2014 when we just started out, my dad and I had no idea what pressures to run, how to read tire wear or what telemetry data even meant. And I wish I could go back and coach my younger self. But now you don't need a time machine, because I've teamed up with AI Motor to create the RedExions driver development program. You can book one-on-one coaching sessions with me and the AI Motor team. We'll go through your onboards, data, setups, career plan, even sponsorship questions. We've helped drivers go from midfield to podiums, and we'd love to help you too.
The AI motor has helped me to win some nice trophies and to develop my driving style and to learn me the track.
AI motor has helped me achieve my first podium. It's broken. And helped me secure second in the most recent qualifying in Rock Cup Singapore.
They can learn everything and like the track, where you can go, the limits and all of that.
They taught me how to be a better driver, how to have better racecraft, how to have better setup choices and just how to analyze my own data. They are very nice coaches in AI Motor and I really recommend it to anyone, even if they are experienced drivers or they just started karting.
So, does it sound good? Links in description. Check it out. Anyways, for us it was a bit of a rough start to the weekend. But hey, it's only Friday practice. Plenty of time to turn it around.
Alrighty guys, those are the first sessions of the day done and I have to say, pretty okay start. I think we're the second fastest as of now, missing about 2-3 tenths to the fastest guy, which is something that we can work on of course. So about setup, of course because the track is so grippy we are running a setup with less grip at the back, so to make the kart exit the corner better, because that is really important now. So now we are going to switch to some newer tires, because these ones, and especially the right rear, is completely finished because the tires actually wear out very asymmetrically around here because of all the left-hand corners of course. So what you do then, if you want to have the correct tire pressure, put the tires in the shadow, let them cool down, then take the cold pressures from these, put them in here, do a small calculated guess about the difference between tires that are still a bit warm and tires that haven't been used yet. And then you should be good. So let's see if that works in the next session. And of course, because it is only Friday practice, we still have a few tenths in the back. In terms of engine, of course, because this is only our practice engine, which is a bit slower. And then yeah, let's just see how it goes. Let's just go out on track again. So guys,
in this part of the day I learned something super useful. The sun disappeared, clouds rolled in, and air temperatures dropped a few degrees. And instantly, we set the fastest lap of the weekend so far. The kart felt great, and after measuring the tire temps, we found out that they were now in the sweet spot. Next session, no setup changes, but we did go slower. Why? Because guess who came back? Yep, Mr. Sun. So here's the takeaway. These tires love cooler conditions this weekend. Our best lap came when the track was cooler. That means our biggest challenge became, how do we keep these tires cool? Well, in my opinion, these are the two best things to do. First of all, drive smooth. Early braking, gentle steering, and patience when getting on the throttle. It might feel like you are driving slower, but in the end of the day, you are actually going faster. 2. Adjust the pressures. Go slightly higher. There will be less hysteresis and you can actually lower surface temps. But it's a balancing act. Higher pressures also means that your kart is more sensitive to mistakes. Every tiny imperfection in driving can spike tire temperatures and the tires will just punish you right then and there. Which will lead to more mistakes, which will lead to more heat, and you get the idea. So yeah, managing these tires is an art. And it's something we'd have to get exactly right for Saturday. Now it was time to once again clean the kart, take it apart and start prepping it for tomorrow. It might not seem like a big deal, but those who clean their karts will always have an advantage over those who don't. Anyways, next thing, tires. Always use your hands when changing rims. This will minimize the chance of damaging your rims and it makes you look cool. I made a full tutorial on how to do that a while ago, but I'm planning to do a new updated version soon. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. And hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss this life-altering tire prep video. And if you're too lazy to do all of that, consider joining the Discord server. In there we have karting drivers from all over the world, looking to help you with issues or to just chill around a bit. There's really no downside to joining. With all of that out of the way, we went down to this German restaurant near the track. And I kid you not, probably one of the best I've ever been to. Nice food for an affordable price and the perfect way to refuel for tomorrow. So, Saturday. Things will get more serious from now on. Newer tires, quicker engines, and at the end of the day, qualifying time. Time to maximize and focus on fast lap times. Luckily, the weather was on our side today. Just like that quick session on Friday, overcast skies returned. But let's talk about the engines for a second. If you want to win, having a dedicated race engine is a game changer. Ours is built by JVD Power, who's been building my engine since 2023. Compared to our practice engine, it's worth about 2 to 3 tenths per lap. And in karting, that's massive. When you're on a budget, buy race engines from teams at the end of a season. These ex-rental engines, which are often used in top-level races, can be an insane bang for your buck. But for this first practice, we kept that engine in the box, saving it for later. No need to show all of your cards in session 1. So the first run, just a warm-up. Second session, time for qualifying simulation. In karting, new tires give a short performance peak, sometimes just 1 or 2 laps. If you don't nail it, you're done. That's why at the top levels, teams burn through new tires like there's no tomorrow, just to perfect their quali runs. We put on fresh rubber and instantly the battle resumed with our old rival, the 197 from Team KSD. Us two were now definitely the fastest karts on track, constantly trading places in the timing sheets and on track. But here's the kicker, we're still on the slower practice engine, meaning we still have 2 to 3 tenths in the back, so that's pretty promising.
Yeah, half the day's already done, only 4 sessions today, so it's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, it's going about the same as yesterday. I think we're still missing about a tenth, maybe 2 tenths, but it seems to be a bit better than yesterday, the consistency at least.
We got the tires working pretty well now, they look good, but they might be a little bit too good, they might not be doing too much work now, so that could explain why we were a bit nervous at the back. Going to try a few setup things, and of course, time for the fast engine.
Alright, so let's see if that will give us the last few tenths and then we should be up there. And then quali at the end of the day.
I don't think it will rain today, so
Yes.
And once we put on the race engine, it was instantly obvious. More power, sharper throttle, faster laps. Suddenly, we were the quickest out there, and the straights turned into happy hour for us. We even overtook a few X30 karts purely on engine power. And on paper that shouldn't be possible, because they have a lot more top speed than us. But we still made it happen. The kart felt absolutely perfect. No more sliding, just smooth, consistent grip all the way around. So how did we get here? Simple. Cool Maxxis tires equals fast Maxxis tires. We ran high tire pressures and drove with absolute precision. No mistakes, no sliding, everything was clean. Honestly, I felt like I was underdriving the kart. But that was the point. We literally had to go slower to go faster. And remember that quote from earlier?
I don't think it will rain today, so...
Yeah, about that.
Well guys, it's raining. And you know, we are always fast in the wet. Rain! So yeah, let's see if we can get pole position. I hope so. This should increase our odds, but you never know, of course. So let's just go full send and then we'll see where we end up.
Yeah, well, that changes basically everything. After 2 full days of dry running, we're hit with a fully wet qualifying. That means no one knows what the grip is like. No one knows what setup to go for, and no one knows which lines will even work. Everything we built up in the dry, out the window. So yeah, let's see what we can make of it. We head out as one of the first cars, taking advantage of clean air. Time to push and figure out where the grip is. In the wet, it's all about rotation. Get the kart rotated as quickly as you can, so that you can exit the corner in a straight line. Because the karts are set up for acceleration, any steering angle you still have whilst accelerating will get you punished with brutal wheel spin, like this time. And I wasn't the only one struggling. Loads of drivers were sliding off track left and right. But after our first flying lap, we go straight to the top of the timing sheets. Still, everyone's improving each lap as they get used to the conditions. So we've got to keep pushing, lap after lap. And after this scary moment and 5 laps invalidated by yellow flags, we finally see the checkered flag. Pole position with a blistering 59.608. Let's go.
Well guys, P1. Nice. Yeah, we nailed it. Pretty big margin to the P2 as well. I think 7/10. So that's wonderful, of course. So let's hope this weather stays. Don't think so though. I think it's going to be dry tomorrow, so that sucks. But hey, still got pole. On top of that, my biggest rival qualified last because of some issues, so we got lucky there as well. And yeah, let's clean the kart and then go eat. So we just completed the warm-up in which we just scrubbed in our tires.
So these are good.
But now that we go outside...
Mike, is it raining? It's raining. Nice. Do you like it?
No. But yeah, we might have rain again.
So we have everything for both dry and wet ready to deploy in case that it starts raining. So quick pit stop then.
Well guys, here we are. Race 1, starting from pole position. At this moment in time, it was still raining ever so slightly, but nowhere near enough for wets. So it is vital that we warm up our tires well. Doing this will give us a massive advantage over those who haven't. Another huge advantage we have is the fact that we already ran in our tires in the warm-up, which most other drivers didn't do. Anyways, let's get this started. The 5 red lights go out now and away we go. For us it's a great getaway, but for the rest of the field, well, this happened.
Wel gezwaaid gaat worden en we zijn dus onderweg voor de 82 senior. En ook hier de nodige problemen en de nodige cars die daar op elkaar klappen.
So that was a serious crash there, in which multiple cars were taken out. It looks like the combination of new tires, some drops of rain and the usual midfield chaos was too much for some of the drivers to handle. And they ended up causing an almighty pileup. Luckily though, after some checks by the organization and medical staff, the race was ready to be restarted. Big thanks to the organization for handling everything smoothly and having us back racing in under 10 minutes. We will be getting a full restart, with everyone who survived the crash being allowed to take back their original qualifying position. We make sure that once again we have our tires warmed up. I really cannot stress enough how important that is with the Maxxis tires. So we roll into the tram lines for the second time, the flag drops and we are racing. The entire left-hand lane got caught out by my chicanery in the last corner, so we immediately have an enormous lead. Also, our tires are nice and hot, but not too hot, exactly in the right temperature window. We are able to set fastest lap after fastest lap, pulling away from the rest of the field. We are achieving levels of dominance in this race unmatched by anyone so far, and I firmly believe it has all to do with our tire management. The high pressures and warming up in the formation lap allowed us to build a gap instantly. After about 5 to 6 laps, the tires reached their desired temperature. Now we had to make sure to keep them there, so now it was time to engage cruise control. Driving with surgical precision each corner, braking early, later on the throttle and just making sure those tires keep working. And it definitely worked for us, because at the end of the race, we bring it home in P1, almost 6 seconds ahead of the field, with the fastest lap. And if I say so myself, that was a masterclass.
Well guys, P1, Yeah, really good race. We managed to create a big gap in the first few laps just by heating up the tires more. And after that we were just in control of the race, stable gap to the guys behind. Very happy that in that crash in the first start no one got seriously hurt, so that's a good thing. And I have to say the setup that we used was gambled a lot on just full dry, and it was a bit slippery, so it wasn't optimal, but now the sun's coming out again and I think we should have a good setup for now. So let's see how race 2 goes, starting P1 again.
Ready to do it all again, guys? Time for race 2. And having just claimed maximum points in race 1, the pressure was on to repeat that. Don't change your winning formula, right? We once again warm up our tires like there's no tomorrow, as we now have the 153 right behind us. He is powered by the Iami X30 engine, which as you guys know has slightly more top speed and slightly less acceleration. So if we warm up our tires well, maybe we can outbrake his imminent attack right at the end of the straight. We're about to find out as the flag drops and once again we are racing. Our getaway isn't nearly as good this time, and that means we have to take a defensive line into turn 1. But as you can see, on the exit, we don't have to worry about defending no more. We just have an insane grip advantage due to our warming efforts and the higher pressures. And the others just have nothing to fight us with. We build the gap every corner and it looks like we are going to repeat the first race. After about 5 laps, the tires are up to temperature. Time to engage cruise control. Precise steering, early braking, late power application. And it might look easy what we're doing here, but trust me, it's like balancing on a tightrope. The thing that we found with the tire pressure is a high risk, high reward setup. And we need to manage it by keeping our driving in check. And we absolutely do so. Coming onto the final lap, our competitors are now nowhere to be seen. And just 1 lap later, we come home once again to take victory here in Kerpen, this time by 4.7 seconds. We didn't quite get the fastest lap this time because that went to our rival Dylan Hummel, aka the 197 from KSD, who is making an insane comeback after a DNF in the first race. That might be something we have to keep in mind for the last race.
Alright guys, P1 once again. This time pretty much same story. Just first few laps we were just quick and then after that we are same pace as the rest of the field. So nice. One thing that's not nice though.
That looks like a looming threat, so we might have to change everything, but we're due in half an hour.
So let's just see how it goes and you will see on the onboard if it's wet or dry.
Well guys, this race starts off a bit different than usual, because we have 1 new tire. There had actually been some political chicanery behind the scenes regarding the tires. Some teams were complaining to the organization about the fact that they were all getting punctures and wanted to fit a new tire for the last race. I actually protested this by saying that if you manage the tires correctly, punctures aren't a problem, and I was living proof of that. Eventually, the organization decided that you could simply ask for a new tire if you thought it was needed. In my opinion, this rewarded the drivers who did not take care of their tires and punished those who did. Even just putting 1 new tire can give you a significant pace advantage, and I wasn't going to have our hard work ruined by the protesting team. So after the second race, we applied to get a new tire, which they approved. So now, the 193 starting in 5th and me had 1 new tire, whilst the team who started this whole thing decided to not get one for some reason. So I think you can get a pretty good idea of how this race went.
Daar komt hij in de laatste bocht. Bram Ossewaarde richting de streep. Daar is de finishvlag uit en daar is hij inderdaad. Bram Ossewaarde wint race nummer 3.
Well guys, another perfect weekend. See you next time.